Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. An important skill that a human being needs to learn is the art of speech. Likewise, there is a second equally important art called the art of silence. How do I learn the ability and the art of being silent? The Prophet ﷺ was silent most of the times. His silence was reflection. The companions described this quality in an amazing way, and one should remember this description. They said that the Prophet held his tongue, only speaking for the benefit of people. The phrase used is held his tongue, despite the fact that the Quran says regarding the Prophet that he does not speak from whim. It is nothing but revelation revealed. Upon him be the best of salutations and peace. One of the greatest benefits of silence is awe, dignity, and the awakening of wisdom. The more a person is silent, the more the wisdom in his heart grows. You find that most intellectuals in the world speak little, but their speech is concise and of benefit. The Prophet ﷺ said, "May Allah have mercy on a slave of his who spoke and earned goodness, or kept quiet and stayed safe." In silence there is always safety. Silence is to one's advantage, and in it is safety from falling into many problems. This is why the Prophet on the night of Ascension, Miraj, witnessed an incredible spectacle. It was something to make one think twice about what they say, especially today when we have devices that can record what we say and then transmit it so that the whole world can hear us. On Mi'raj, the Prophet saw a huge bull emerge from a small hole. The bull tried to re-enter the hole, but couldn't. The Prophet said, "What is this, O Jibril?" He replied, "This is the person who tells an enormity. Then he feels remorse to have spoken it, but is unable to take it back." When one speaks, they might speak ill of someone. They may add spice. They may talk of something which spreads like wildfire, maybe to the entire world. The person who began this broadcast will be taken to account by Allah. Our present situation is that people talk because they love to talk, not for any particular benefit that they wish to convey, but rather just to pass time. As long as we are sitting, let's talk. You will notice people sitting, perhaps as a group, talking on every topic, and everyone wants to speak at the same time. Sometimes you don't even know who the speaker is and who the listener is, because they are all talking. Speech has become a passion. If a topic related to politics is mentioned, everyone talks about it. The economy, everyone talks about it. Religion, they talk about it. Medicine, sport, everything in this world. If one attempts to write down every word he spoke in a day, from the moment he opens his eyes in the morning to the moment he went to sleep, he would perhaps compile an entire book. If one imagines reading this book, how ashamed they would be of themselves. What is all this empty talk that he spoke the whole day? And in reality, a book is actually being filled with what he says. The Quran says, "Not a word does he utter, but there is a watcher by him, pen in hand." The angels write down in this book every word of yours during the day until you sleep. And this is presented to Allah. How can you be pleased for all this worthless, vain talk to be presented to your Lord? One of the dangers of a word is, as the Prophet said, a slave of Allah might say something which pleases Allah without realizing it, on account of which Allah raises him in some degrees. A slave of Allah might say something which angers Allah without realizing it, on account of which he falls into Jahannam. Allah's protection is sought. In a narration, he might say something to make his companions laugh. This is why one ought to weigh his words. One needs to train himself in every good quality. The great companion, our master Abu Darda, said, "Learn how to remain silent just as you learn how to speak." Just as one learns the refined art of speech, one should learn when to be silent, how to control himself. One trains himself, for example, by saying, "Today I won't speak except what is of importance. I'll be silent the whole day." Like in the Quran, Maryam is commanded to say, "I have vowed a fast of silence to the All-Merciful, so I cannot speak to any human being today." A person should train himself until this becomes one of the greatest means of controlling themselves and emulating the chosen one. Peace and blessings be upon him.